but I'm enjoying myself. I especially like ribbing Simon Dan for his utter stupidity, given that his entire gambit is to take apart flat earthers based on their stupid claims. Yet he's been the most stupid glober, or one of the top 3 most stupid globers to date, by debunking a claim only his side make. That is the most stupid thing you could do in this arena. I'm going to put him at the top. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did before, and I'm going to continue on that vein in saying that Simon Dan is the most stupid glober to ever debate this subject. Coming in and telling us how you've got counteraction of an EQ mount with Earth turning underneath second reference frame, when he's declared to me on a public platform, Twitter, that, quote, you and your reference frames have been ruined after showing an example with no drift occurring. It's a top 3, definitely. I would say probably the most stupid thing we've experienced so far in the entire Flat Earth debate series. Yeah, you would if the globe was spinning and we had 15 degrees an hour drift as we turned underneath it, as is claimed to be the case. It's claimed Earth turns underneath a hovering drone or helicopter at 15 degrees an hour. That's what they claim. We just don't see it. Now, just in case anyone's wondering, that doesn't mean we claim we should see Earth turning underneath stuff and you need to debunk that like it's our claim, like Simon Dan did. That would make you stupid.
Come in and debunk it. Yeah. Come in and try to debunk that.
I mean, feel free to debunk my reference frames I use to claim Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour to cause drift. Feel free to debunk that like the clown idiot Simon Dan. Feel free to be as stupid as Simon Dan. Any evidence of axial rotation? We've got one housekeeping question done with 16 minutes into the show.
Axial rotation. Oh dear.
No. Well, I'm not jumping 460 meters away from me, so obviously not.
Yeah, we got a case of infinite ruined reference frames here.
Bummer. Who ruined them?
You know who.
I don't know, just tell me.
The most opinionated glober ever.
You just don't understand.
Ski Man Dan.
Yeah, it's Simon Dan. He ruined our reference frames and then realized that he still believed in them.
What? We got reference frames? What?
Well, you probably meant our conception of their reference frames, which they are so past because they got to have infinite reference frames, and it's much more convoluted that way. But yeah, we don't have reference frames as flat earthers.
Well, even if he does debunk reference frames, how can he do any calculations without reference frames if he debunked reference frames?
Just believe in it, man.
Can't do anything.
Foolishly mistake us debunking the claim that Earth should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour to cause drift. He's heard that and only heard the last bit. There should be drift. And he's gone, they're claiming, flat earthers are claiming, there should be drift. I'm going to debunk that. They use reference frames to claim that the Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour. These flat earthers do. So I'll show them how there's no object leaving a reference frame that's turning underneath and there's no drift. You and your reference frames are ruined. Hello, Simon Dan Clown Show. We don't actually claim the Earth is turning or should be turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour, but you do. What a complete idiot. Debunking their own claim.
I'd just like to say, sorry Nathan, go on.
Debunk their own claim. They're supposed to have Earth turning underneath 15 degrees an hour, and they're telling us how it doesn't happen, thinking that we're claiming it should. They've lost track of their own nonsense. Yet we're not the one making the claim that we should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour, when we point out that we should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour. That's saying we should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour, and we don't. That doesn't mean you come along and say, they're saying we should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour. No, we're pointing out your claim to you, not actually claiming it. But these people are so stupid they lose track of what they're claiming. and think that they've got to debunk our claim that we have 15 degrees an hour drift as a spinning Earth turns underneath. That's not our claim! But Simon Dan's just stupid, mentally retarded. Thinks he needs to debunk our claim of drift that we don't have. We don't have Earth turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour, Globeheads. You do! But it just doesn't happen. We don't see anything drifting away because we're turning underneath. So what, debunk that? Yeah, go ahead. From now on, we'll congratulate you like we congratulate Simon Dan. Kudos, Dan. Yeah, that's right, we don't see any drift. Earth isn't deviating as a second reference frame at 15 degrees an hour as we turn underneath stuff. No, that isn't happening, just like Dan says. No drift. Reference frame's ruined. Yeah, that'd be a global reference frame turning underneath stuff not attached at 15 degrees an hour. And that doesn't happen. It's not our claim when we're saying it should happen. It doesn't happen, but would if the Earth was spinning. So you need to show it happening, and it isn't. It's not that you need to debunk the claim that it should happen, because that's not our claim. That's what's happened.
But according to Netflix, Bob Nodell proved that the Earth is turning with the gyroscope.
Exactly. So now everyone's well aware then that they've got a claim that Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour. So it's well established, thanks to Netflix, that Earth's supposed to turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour. That's a second reference frame turning underneath. Stuff not attached. Well, it would drift away. That's what drift is. Drone goes up, you turn underneath it, and oh my God, it's drifting away from me because I'm turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour. Said nobody ever. Stuff's not drifting away. We're not turning underneath anything. There isn't a second non-inertial spinning reference frame of a globe Earth turning underneath stuff not attached to cause footballs to drift through goalposts, or snipers to have to account for the Earth turning underneath their bullet when it leaves the gun. These claims are absurd. These claims of a second reference frame Simon Dan says is ruined when he shows his example with no drift that they claim is happening on a spinning Earth at 15 degrees an hour. As Bob has apparently made everyone well aware of, you're supposed to have stuff drifting away. But we don't. The Earth's not turning underneath anything at 15 degrees an hour. We're not turning underneath anything. The Earth is not turning. There is no drift. 15 degrees an hour, my ass. You and your reference frames are ruined.
He still believes in it, though. Don't forget about that part.
I like the fact that he scored an own goal.
He scored several. He came into the chat the other day when Brian was talking about the equatorial mount and compensating 15 degrees one way with the mount for the turn of the Earth claim to be moving underneath. And Dan's in the chat telling us our one cancels the other, not realising that he's then claiming second reference frame Earth turning underneath, 15 degrees an hour drift. That's what he's then claiming, having simultaneously told us you and your reference frames are ruined. Dan's still yet to address this. I'm going to trim this bit out. Because Simon Dan the Clown Show has done absolutely nothing to address his egregious error. You and your reference frames are ruined only to come into a public debate and tell us how Earth's supposed to turn underneath and it needs compensating for with an EQ mount because we're turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour in a second reference frame that he says is ruined. You fucked up big time, Dan.
Now that them and their reference frames are ruined, how are they going to explain a sunrise?
Just
again,
don't interrupt.
Then
It
they
should
need
misrepresent
representation.
it.
They won't. They'll just say it's irrelevant. Remember?
Yeah, just to bring clarity to that as well. Exactly. Why does the sun come up and go down each day according to a fundamentalist religious zealot with a globe belief? Well, it's because we're claimed to turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour. Same reason we're supposed to be compensating for sniper shots and balls are going through goals because Earth's turning underneath them. It's the same exact thing. Now, these fundies don't realise when they're making a Coriolis claim of Earth turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour, but they'll come and talk to us about sunrises and sunsets, and when we point out that Earth is not turning underneath anything at 15 degrees an hour, for us to see it drift away, that simply doesn't happen. Some people, the idiots, think that we're then claiming Earth should turn underneath. No, we're not. We're debunking it by pointing out we don't see things drift away at 15 degrees an hour. Like your sun is supposed to be moving because we're turning under it at 15 degrees an hour. Yeah, that would cause drift. Everything else and leaving the reference frame that's spinning would have a Coriolis effect precisely as claimed. But we don't see anything drift away. Drones don't drift away from you 1,000 miles an hour on the equator. They don't push up the upstick and let it hover and then go, oh my God, I'm turning underneath it. It's going away from me because I'm spinning away from it on my turning Earth underneath at 15 degrees an hour, underneath that hovering drone. Wow, it's 1,000 miles an hour away now. No, it doesn't work, doesn't happen. We don't see drift. Earth's not turning. Simple.
Well, you can't bring up the sun when
might,
you're talking about a helicopter or a drone.
They might want to remember that the next time they want to come ask us why is the sunlight shining on clouds? But we're going to ask you, how did the sun get there exactly? how did that happen?
Irrelevant.
No, it's not. That's the best part. It's not.
Like
detrimental to their claim.
Well, they seem to think if you're arguing about the helicopter or the drone, you can't bring up the sun.
Chocolate, also, they say it's the bottom of the clouds, right?
Yeah.
Bottom of clouds? What?
That was the claim. Well, we know we're spinning and the Earth is a sphere because how does the sunlight hit the bottom of the clouds? And we say, well, thank you very much. So you're committing that there's Coriolis Earth-based then, right? Well, then it's got to happen.
That's irrelevant.
Well, it's got to happen under a plane, a drone, everything. If it's doing it under the sun, it's got to do it under everything else. If your hypothesis is correct, if what you're saying is true, then the drone goes up, the same thing should happen, but it doesn't. So you're wrong.
Yeah, they really screwed themselves up this time.
Yep.
Quick shout out.
But you wouldn't accept.
Sorry, just quick shout out to that flat fellow sending a cool sticker. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you wouldn't expect to see the balloon drift away.
Yeah, you would if the globe was spinning and we had 15 degrees an hour drift as we turned underneath it, as is claimed to be the case. It's claimed Earth turns underneath a hovering drone or helicopter at 15 degrees an hour. That's what they claim. We just don't see it. Now, just in case anyone's wondering, that doesn't mean we claim we should see Earth turning underneath stuff and you need to debunk that like it's our claim, like Simon Dan did. That would make you stupid.
Well, why?
No. Come in and debunk it. Yeah. Come in and try to debunk that.
I mean, feel free to debunk my reference frames I use to claim Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour to cause drift. Feel free to debunk that like the clown idiot Simon Dan. Feel free to be as stupid as Simon Dan. I'm enjoying myself. I especially like ribbing Simon Dan for his utter stupidity, given that his entire gambit is to take apart flat earthers based on their stupid claims. Yet he's been the most stupid glober, or one of the top 3 most stupid globers to date, by debunking a claim only his side make. That is the most stupid thing you could do in this arena. I'm going to put him at the top. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did before, and I'm going to continue on that vein in saying that Simon Dan is the most stupid glober to ever debate this subject. Coming in and telling us how you've got counteraction of an EQ mount with Earth turning underneath second reference frame, when he's declared to me on a public platform, Twitter, that, quote, you and your reference frames have been ruined after showing an example with no drift occurring. It's a top 3, definitely. I would say probably the most stupid thing we've experienced so far in the entire Flat Earth debate series. Would anyone disagree with that this is the most stupid thing any globe has done to have debunked only a claim the globe side make?
Yes, I agree. I think that Simon Dan actually made a genuine mistake. This is not a machination. He just thought he could do a little wizardry, and he didn't have the oversight. So he literally did not know what the fuck he was doing. And by the way, I think you should call him Strawman Dan from now on, because he's about as smart as Scarecrow too, and he's constantly strawmanning. So
I just think he was trying to. What can I say? I have an answer out of ignorance. He is too stupid to know what he's talking about, and he wants to sound clever for all his troll followers.
No, they don't think things through. They just shoot things out of their mouth, and then they get trapped.
But Neil, who's more dumb? Who's more dumb? Dan that made this claim or his followers that believe the claim?
Yes.
Well, he's got
It's,
them under a spell.
It was doomed from the beginning. It was doomed from the beginning because he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't.
Boom, boom.
But what Nathan said is this not the stupidest thing that any bowler has come in and done? And I have to totally agree. He's come in and disproved his own reference frames.
I agree.
Claiming that they were Nathan's reference frames. That is unbelievably stupid.
Yeah, that's as dumb as you can get.
I
And
agree.
then they followed up by arguing. Sorry, Nathan.
I was just nodding along. It's me that postulated it in the first place. But yeah, this to me is the stupidest thing a baller has ever done. I mean, those guys have an award, right?
And he added to it.
Those guys have
everyone's talking at the same time.
dumb FUCK of the year award for the stupid things that a flat earther has done, usually on topic in the argument. But has there ever been a case where a flat earther has literally come along and debunked a claim that only flat earthers make? Has that ever even occurred? Has there ever been anything more stupid from our side? Given that Dan is the one covering stupid things our side does, the fact that he is now the poster child for the most stupid error on the globe side is epic.
Well, I think the thing about it is that our claims, a lot of them are not concrete into the ground. A lot of flat earth stuff is like we might disagree with each other on different topics. But with his stuff, it is a 100% concrete. They're supposed to have a rotating earth, and that's the reason why they have sunrise and sunsets. And we're supposed to see the Coriolis effect from that rotating earth, and it's supposed to be a 15-degree an hour drift. And he came in and he debunked the whole lot because he was seen as your claim.
Exactly. It's very well established that Earth is supposed to have Coriolis effect. That's the effect of you rotating under stuff not attached. That's what Coriolis effect is. Easily establishable in globe Earth rhetoric. There is supposed to be Coriolis effect. You turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour. Dan comes along, just destroys the whole lot. You and your reference frames are ruined. Couldn't be a more devastating statement to his own side's claim.
Maybe Dan should study the globe a little bit more. Learn his rhetoric a little bit better.